everyone. Welcome back to another So I've Been Reading. I am the Rat, and this is the Rat's Nest. I'm joined today by everyone except Trevor. Say hi, everyone except Trevor.
Hi, everyone except Trevor.
I said hi. I just said hi.
Yeah, well, that's not what I asked.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you marinate on that one, Kyle. You marinara on that one, Kyle.
Can we start the episode over? I don't like this energy.
No, we can't. You never restart a Rat's Nest episode. I do all
All
of these.
right, yeah, right. Ginyu Force, right? Ginyu Force?
Well, hold on. What we're going to be talking about is starting at the Ginyu Force up until the very end of the arc with
the Frieza
the final
saga,
battle,
or Namek saga, whatever you want to call it,
of Goku versus Frieza. So, Brandon said that I could head the beginning of this discussion.
Yeah, I didn't write very many notes on the Ginyu Force because I just kind of didn't really care about the Ginyu Force.
You don't like the Toku Sentai?
I have no clue what that is. I have zero clue what that is.
They're the only canonically gay Dragon Ball characters, Brandon. How could you?
No, Yamcha.
He sure is.
Yamcha gets no bitches. That's why.
It's my new favorite bit. Someone says something really out of pocket, and then you're just like, that sure is.
Okay, so to start this off, on the last episode, as I mentioned, the Ginyu Force lands on Namek. And there's a few reasons why I like them. One, I just like the different type of energy they bring to the arc, because so far we've had boring Frieza villain after kind of boring Frieza villain. It's been very bland. So having the Ginyu Force with their weird, wacky energy shakes things up a bit. I love their team dynamic. It provides a fun and challenging wall for the main trio to fight against so far until Goku shows up, which unfortunately, that is a criticism I'd have. As cool as these guys are, it's just kind of wait for Goku to show up. Other thing I like about them is, for the first time in a while, we finally have some non-objective based power scaling fights, where the objective isn't just, oh, dude is bigger number. There's different abilities that they have to work around. Specifically only
JoJo-esque.
Not even JoJo. That's not even a JoJo thing. That's just what other shonen do to shake things up, other than just pure strength fighting. Because that can get.
Goldo. He's got the power of Zawarudo.
No, I what I'm saying is, like, it brings in something that's not just strength versus strength, and a lot of other shonen do that. And so I appreciate Dragon Ball kind of dipping its toes into that this late into like the series so far. And yeah, the first one is Goldo. And one thing I also learned about them is their Japanese names are based off of like dairy foods, like yogurt, cream, cheese, butter.
And gold.
And Jace.
I think that one's I don't remember. I know Goldo's
there's cheese. Cheese, which is just cheese.
Yeah. Anyway, the first one that they fight is Goldo, and Goldo has the power to stop time as long as he holds his breath.
And then he gets creamed. I will say,
yeah.
I liked how like this power, which is like pretty powerful, right? He can't really utilize it, and I like how it's overcome by them being able to sense chi and being able to be like, oh well, he's over here now, so we just immediately go. I like that. That's how they overpowered them. I did like that. He and Ginyu were the two memorable members of the Ginyu Force for me.
Yeah, and with Goldo, unfortunately, the folly is after they find out how to get past the time stop, where they see when he's going to do it, they just teleport away, or they try to like psych him out or get right up in his face, so when he sees him, he like gasps, stops not breathing, does the opposite, continues to breathe. Then he just turns into, I have psychokinesis. And just, there's nothing they can do. Like, there's literally nothing they can do, and the fight is solved because Vegeta continued to exist. That is how the fight got resolved. But I do appreciate the attempt of having a non-strength based fight, which that was cool. And then we move right into the next one, which is just Raccoon 3-1ing.
Yeah, of the rest of the Ginyu Force, I remember Ginyu because I kind of enjoyed his little fight against Goku. I thought it was interesting, and then I remember there's one guy who survived longer than the other three, and Pesci, and I remember absolutely nothing else about the last guy other than his name is Cheese, and I think that's pretty funny.
So here's what happens after that. After Goldo gets killed, Raccoon steps in to fight, and just there's nothing they can do. Raccoon mops the floor with
Pesci,
Gohan.
right?
Yeah, it's Pesci. With Gohan, Krillin, Vegeta, like they can't beat him. Goku lands. He does what he did to Nappa pretty much. He shows up, he beats him in a mere split seconds. And then it turns into Birder and Jace having to fight. And Jace, I want to say I like Jace, but I don't. Jace's whole thing is he's supposed to be super fast, but there is a scene in the Abridged that kind of debunks why that's really stupid. Dragon Ball. Birder. Yeah, not Jace, sorry, Birder. Birder is supposed to be the super fast one, and there's a scene.
Fastest in the universe.
It debunks why
That can't be wrong, Birder, but we're all weaker than Frieza, right?
Well, yes.
Well, doesn't that also mean that technically Frieza would be faster than you, right?
Yeah,
This is my
that's the
thing.
whole. That's the crux of it, where speed is based on power, and because other people are just continue to exist that are stronger, that means he wouldn't really be faster. And then Jace is there, and they make Australian jokes about him in the bridge because he's Australian. Whatever. They fight Goku. Goku easily does good. Jace is like, I'm gonna go get my dad. He's gonna beat you up, and then he flies off to go get Ginyu. And when he does that, everyone gets healed up by some of the sensu beans. Vegeta kills the other two. Like, they've been beaten, but he kills Raccoon and then Birder. So, in the meantime, Ginyu and Frieza have been trying to utilize the power of the Dragon Balls, but they find out, oh no, we can't get him to activate. He's worried that he's killed all the Namekians, but he finds that the Elder and the other two, Nail and Dende, are there. So he goes over there. Jace comes back. Yeah. Jace
My
goes
favorite.
What?
He's my favorite. Nail. He's the best Namekian. I can't wait to see more of him.
Well, I mean, we can't talk about him in a minute, but this is where Jace shows up, explains to Ginyu what happens, and then we get the fight with Ginyu and Goku. And I like how Vegeta's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll help, and then he just leaves Goku to his own devices.
Lol.
And it's a good fight up until they bring in power levels, where they're fighting, and Ginyu's like, I have a power level of 120,000. You can't do it against me. And then Goku's like, oh yeah, watch this. And then he just is a lot stronger because he powers up.
Yeah, he has 180,000, which I think is very capped.
We get to
No cap.
one of my favorite moments in the arc, where, like, out of the entirety of Namek, this is one of my favorites because you can't win just by punching the big guy hard enough, because the bad guy has taken over the body of one of the protagonists. Ginyu's like, I like that body of yours, kid. Swaps bodies. And yeah, so now he's in Goku's body. Goku's just left in Ginyu's. It provides a very, very interesting question of how the hell are they going to resolve this?
Now, the real question I have is, why didn't Akira Toriyama make Ginyu female and then use this chance to explore Goku's transgenderism? I really feel like it was a missed opportunity, honestly.
There's no bit here, Brandon. This is a dead end of a bit. I can't say anything.
There's no bit. Yeah,
I'm quite literally so proud of you. You've written yourself into a bit where only you can talk. So congratulations.
We're gonna anyway. Ignoring that,
I like this fight. I thought it was really good.
It is. It's interesting because
It was the most memorable and the most enjoyable of the Ginyu Force. It's not saying a lot, but I did enjoy the fight.
Because it brings in interesting elements of Ginyu can't tap into Goku's full potential. He just took over Goku's body. There's a lot that he wouldn't know how to do with. He just assumed, cause like with the other villains, and they bring this in, they just assume, oh, that number must be accurate no matter what. Like, it's just an on and off switch, and if I turn it on, I get all the power. But
I think it was a good way of taking Goku out of the action for a little bit until.
Yeah, that was.
I think that it's a realistic way of, like, okay, yes, this happened. Obviously, Goku wasn't around for it. It makes sense as to why he's beat up to that point, because Ginyu doesn't know how to protect that body from damage.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, like, it was really interesting watching them fight, and Ginyu just hits himself as hard as he can in the chest, and Goku's like, why the hell did you do that? Like, why would you end yourself in fight? It leads to the interesting question of what's going to happen next. And then the fight just plays out pretty well, where it gives the other characters a chance to do something, where it gives them a strong enough villain to fight. Like, yeah, it is Goku's body, but he's not Goku. It gives Vegeta an even playing field to fight Jace, and then it lets Vegeta fight Ginyu normally, which was resolved through just pure happenstance of a random frog shows up.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. I think that it was a solid fight, solid end. I thought it was solid.
Yeah, it was the best part of the Ginyu saga, or the mini arc by far.
Mm-hmm. So next we have Frieza versus Nail. Frieza meets the Grand
You
Elder.
say versus like it's a fight.
So Frieza has a power level. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. I said 580,000. It's 530,000. At this beginning in this first thing, Krillin digs up the Dragon Balls, but they don't work because you have to speak in Namekian. Which Kyle, speak in Namekian for me real quick. Fake fan. We get to see that the Great Elder. Well, so Krillin wishes for Piccolo to be resurrected and for him to come to Namek. So this is what I was saying. I had it a little bit mixed up. So
Yeah.
they wish for Piccolo to be resurrected and for him to come to Namek. That's 2 wishes. Namekian Shinron does look a bit different. He's a bit hunkier than Earth Shinron. If he were to kiss Earth Shinron, it would probably still be hot, but I don't know if it'd be my first choice. I think I'd wish for another Shinron like Earth Shinron. Personally.
Definitely a top. I like if we have to get into like Shenron, 100%. He's got verse energy. Purunga, flat top, absolutely.
Purunga,
right?
is that his name?
His name is Purunga. Yes.
Yeah, so Shinron. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, when they call him forth, they say, "I call you forth, Purunga."
Yeah, Shinron, gotcha. Yeah, so then the Great Elder dies, so they don't get the 3rd wish. Vegeta doesn't get his wish. Because Vegeta was out for the count a little bit, so he's a little bit mad. We get to see Piccolo assimilates with Nail, which is like, okay, cool. I guess he has to power up somehow. Can't wait to see him be competitively viable in the future Dragon Ball Z arcs because of this. Then we get Frieza versus Vegeta. I can't remember too much of the details.
We are skimming over a bunch of things. As they're gonna make the 3rd wish, Vegeta's like, look, the only chance we have is to make me immortal. Right before the wish is made, Elder, I forget his name, Elder Kai just dies. He dies, Dragon Balls turn stone.
Elder Namekian, yeah, he just straight up kicks the bucket.
Not Kai, yeah, Elder Namek dies. They turn to stone, and Frieza shows up and is like, oh, this won't do at all. And is really pissed that he didn't get his wish. They didn't get their wish, and they're staring down the strongest thing on the planet so far with all of its anger directed towards them.
Yep.
So,
and most of his crew is dead, if not all of them.
So now here's where I want to get into some of the power levels real quick, because it is a dumb element, and I do wish to discuss them because they are very dumb. So, how strong was Ginyu? 120,000?
120,000.
Right. And how strong do you think like someone like Raccoon would be? Like maybe like on half of that?
I don't remember who that is.
The Pesci.
Oh yeah, maybe half.
So like Vegeta jumped from not being able to get past these people
30,000.
to go toe to toe with Frieza, which is
For at least a little bit. 530, yeah.
Yeah, he goes from 30,000 to 530,000, or able to fight 530,000. That unbelievably dumb. Goku, as of this moment, 180,000.
Uh-huh.
If we're taking what Frieza says as accuracy, which I'm going to use the logic that Toriyama's presented to us, he's over 1 million. So Goku goes from about 180,000 to exponentially over 1 million in the span of sitting in the little tub.
Well, theoretically, let's look at this. So Frieza in his base form, 530,000. In his second form, he stated that he's over 1 million. So let's just say it doubles, for the sake of simplicity.
Doubles,
Third form, he's 2 million. Fourth form, he's 4 million. So
And then
Goku, it gets stronger about 30 times over from one fight. Now, to be fair, he is the legendary Super Saiyan, of which there is only one every 1,000 years. So I don't really see this power creep getting too much worse from here. But I still think it's not that great right now.
No, it's not good at all, even. And the fact that, okay, we're not even taking the count that, like, Gohan and Krillin, look, Gohan fans whine, I don't care. The fact that, like, oh, Gohan's potential. No, he should not be able to fight Frieza. Or, like, he really didn't do any harm to Frieza, but it's the fact that he's able to,
He didn't die immediately.
Yeah, that's Krillin's job.
So true.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I will say the fight with Frieza, albeit a bit drawn out, and it continues to be drawn out later. I think it's cool because, again, the crux of the problem is it's waiting on Goku. You already know no one's going to do anything to physically stop Frieza.
Yeah.
It's one by one waiting for characters to power up in strength. Like at first it's them trying to fight Frieza. Okay, Vegeta does the grapple. He goes toe to toe. Frieza transforms and they're waiting for Piccolo. Piccolo shows up, can contend with Frieza in his first form. That's all well and good. Second form happens, skips right to his final form and just starts mopping the floor with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's too much to talk about in the fight itself. There's a couple of cool moments, like specifically, I like stuff from the abridged where they talk about it, but one of my favorite moments outside of was when Krillin cuts off Frieza's tail and then like jukes him out on little rocks. I mean, that was cool. Having Piccolo show up and be relevant again, I enjoyed that. Piccolo's a great character. He's one of my favorites. So having Piccolo show up, powered up, a little bit of power up, having some relevance, I thought that was nice.
If you may.
It was nice to see the glow up for the boy. And then Form 2 happens where he's just a xenomorph.
He's just a xenomorph. It's ugly. I don't like it. I think it's bad.
And then we get the moment of the final form where, as any good boss would do, or any good evil villain boss, kills the healer.
Based.
Yeah, she kills Dende point blank. They aren't able to heal. Things are really bad at this point.
Yeah. Vegeta asked Krillin to almost kill him so that he could become the legendary Super Saiyan.
He certainly did.
Dende
Should've known
heals
that
Vegeta.
Goku, it's not Vegeta.
Well, yeah, but Vegeta doesn't know that yet. He hasn't read ahead, unlike some people. I'm some people.
I am some people too. It's okay.
So here we get to see Frieza transforms again. Now he's Frieza. He heals Dende. Vegeta is still not strong enough. Obviously, he's around 4 million now, and Vegeta was like 30,000 to start the arc. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Goku is healed and confronts Frieza.
This was a good moment right there, where Vegeta gets shot and is killed, and Goku decides to bury him. I don't know. It was touching in his final moments to not a full-on redemption as of now, but to see Vegeta be like, look, this man right here, this is the stain on all the Saiyans. So, like, this is Goku watching his enemy from long ago, like, cry.
Long ago. This was like, a couple months at most.
Given all the fighting and what the stakes are now, that's what I meant. Like, it's been a while since like they fought, at least up to this point. Like, watching someone who was once a villain, like almost, killing everyone on this planet, like crying at like this is the man that's caused all of our pain.
After he murdered a village of innocent Namekians that never come back to life.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I find it funny, like, oh yeah, haha. I mean, it is a moment for Vegeta and all, but like, I still think Vegeta won.
I just said it's not a redemption moment. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to make that clear. It's not a redemption moment.
Yeah, no, it's a nice moment. Like I said, Vegeta hard carries everything in this arc that isn't Goku versus Frieza. And this factors into it. I liked it. I like Vegeta in this arc. I think getting to see his and Goku's relationship kind of develop is very interesting for me as someone who's never read Dragon Ball, but knows that Goku and Vegeta are good enough friends to be added into Fortnite together, along with Yamcha's girlfriend and the Blue Cat. Along with Yamcha's girlfriend and Bulma.
That's applying a lot of things right there. But
here we get to see, we get a little bit of backstory. We get to see, I don't know if Bardock's name is dropped, but I know it's Bardock. We get to see Goku's dad, and Frieza's reminded of that. Bardock stood against Frieza during the destruction of Vegeta. Now, of course, this is a Frieza who is 1/8 the strength that he is now currently. Yeah, Vegeta just achieved somehow and was able to stand against him now, and that Goku, can fight. Oh, of course, like he's a legendary Super Saiyan. Of course, it makes sense. Only one of those every 1,000 years.
And then we get the fight.
And
I gotta say,
the
fight, it's as of this point, it's the best Dragon Ball fight as of this point.
Yeah, no, it was solid. I absolutely loved it. I think it was great. I think, say what I will about Frieza's minions. Frieza himself was built up very well throughout the arc.
No, he was. Yeah, having this fight was a great like a great payoff for all this build up. Like just watching this man sit around on his throne, not really doing much, but when he does, it's terrifying. Just having everyone be scared of him, and finally having the build up of they're fighting him now. Goku's here. This is the iconic clash.
I was ready for Goku to beat him up. By the time he started beating him up, I was ready for Goku to beat him up.
Yeah, and I will say this was a great start to the fight because starting out, I wouldn't say it was neck and neck. Like he could compete, he could do well against Frieza, but Frieza obviously had more of the advantage. Where Goku, I will say, Goku did have to resort to some tactic. He tried some different tactics.
He went for the Spirit Bomb. He started charging the Spirit Bomb. Frieza barely survived it. I don't remember the details here.
I can fill in some of the gap. As this point, we've seen Spirit Bomb fail to kill people 2 out of 2 times. I just want to make that clear. It has failed on both of its objectives to kill the bad guy.
The problem is the Spirit Bomb is described to be the bane of evil, and like Frieza is not 100% evil, so he can't be eradicated using it.
You're right. I guess he didn't immediately kill those children.
Yeah, no.
He spared some.
No,
he didn't technically.
He wiped out the entire race minus the one kid that
you
got to escape.
Understand the mental image I've got.
Genocide.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: you're not thinking like me. You're thinking like you. If you're thinking like me right now, then you know.
I don't want to.
The joke's dead. If you're thinking like how I'm thinking, then you know the Spirit Bomb killing what is made of pure evil makes sense. But it obviously kind of explains why it doesn't work previously. So,
No, if we're ignoring everything that comes after, okay, not ignoring. Frieza is evil. He committed genocide. He was killing children. The only one he didn't kill was because people showed up and saved them, and he sent one of his minions to go do it.
Dude, I'm not gonna try to justify genocide. I'm saying that in universe, he is not a being made of pure evil slime or anything. He is literally a person. He just happens to be Space Hitler.
He is an evil person, and the Spirit Bomb is said to be the bane of evil.
Well, it doesn't kill him, so he must not be that bad.
I'm saying it doesn't.
He survived.
The only part of him that survives is the part that's left good in him, and then Frieza kills that part.
I feel like Yamcha would survive.
He does the Spirit Bomb thing, and this brings in Piccolo to distract for him. We do get the moment where Goku, he's standing there, he's charging up, and he finally brings it down. Frieza's scared, it's a huge, powerful thing that will crush him, except it doesn't. But it hits him, blows up, the fight's over, but the fight's not over.
And Piccolo gets shot.
And then Krillin, you wanna take this one, Brandon?
Krillin, how do I put this?
Got Killer Queen.
He just gets lifted up into the air and goes pop.
Krillin's just a blast to have around.
Honestly, the life of the party. It's like whenever he's there, it's like sparks go off. It's like you can see fireworks in his eyes.
Explosive energy, if you will.
He really likes dynamite. He likes blowing stuff up with dynamite.
Hey, Brandon, would you like to tell Kate the first thing you did when you saw that panel?
I laughed. I thought it was really funny when Krillin just exploded.
Because I asked them, I was like,
a very serious moment.
No, that's what I tried to explain.
It was really funny.
I asked them, I said, Brandon, since you've read the original Dragon Ball, you have a greater attachment to these characters. How did it feel watching Krillin? I laughed, and I just started laughing too. And I was like, I guess that's a fair enough reaction. Because it's Dragon Ball, no one dies. There's no stakes.
I think this is the second time Krillin's died. It really feels like he's died before. I mean, I laughed. It was funny.
And then we get oh god, the most iconic scene, one of the most iconic scenes in anything ever for an anime. Specifically the anime, the manga, it's iconic too, but for the anime, very iconic. Goku gets super pissed, watches his friend die, and becomes the legendary Super Saiyan, and only one every 1,000
years. It's crazy.
One every 1,000 years makes its appearance.
That was hype. That was a really good moment.
It was a good moment.
I have no jokes or memes to say about it. That was a very cool moment.
while I might not be the biggest Dragon Ball fan, that is a good moment. And it was a finally moment of, oh, cool, he's turning the tables on this evil asshole. And we got to see, for a time, him messing around with Frieza, just like dodging him, just like warping out of the way, just kind of, throwing some hands at him. It was nice to see. It was finally nice to see, like, the good guy being on an even playing field, so to speak.
I've been looking forward to Super Saiyan because obviously I want to see Funny Goku Man punch bad guy real good. And now Funny Goku Man can punch bad guy like real good,
Yeah.
Not always.
But whenever Toriyama wants him to.
Yeah. Whenever Toriyama deems, enough time has passed, I think I can write the final fight now. It happens.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this entire section. I don't remember too many of the details.
Hold on, quick question, because I'll fill in some of the gaps. Piccolo's technically not dead. They devise a plan to, let's see, what was it? They revive from Earth the dragon on Namek. Like they bring back the elder Namekian, and that brings back Shenron or Porunga on Namek. And then Dende makes the wish to bring everyone who isn't Goku and Frieza on Namek back to Earth. Which I thought that was a great way of having like that plot point of the last unused wish on Namek become relevant again.
Yeah. No, I thought it was really smart.
I didn't need to say resurrect all of these people on Earth.
Wait, to Porunga?
They used 2 wishes. Resurrect them all that were killed by Frieza's men.
They used that
and also teleport them all to Earth. Why didn't just work them together and say resurrect all of them on Earth?
Well, because you can't, because their souls were there. You can't. It is a rule established at this point that you have to resurrect them where they died.
Has Goku died yet?
Not yet. Well, I mean, yes.
Okay. Yes. When Goku gets revived, he doesn't just appear in the middle of he's not like a buried corpse. He doesn't appear in the middle of a field. So you could choose where you're revived at.
Well, no, because he was revived where his spirit was.
Hang on, Katie.
And when they eventually revive them on Earth, it's shown that like they can appear where you want them to. So like, why can't you just be like, oh, I revive him on Earth?
So
because you revive them where their spirits are. That's why they had to wish. They couldn't just wish for Piccolo to be revived on Namek. They had to wish for Piccolo to be revived and then wish for Piccolo to go to Namek because his soul was with Kin. Whenever he was wished to be revived, he just became back alive. It's wherever it's explained like that is how it is explained in the series.
Okay, so yeah, whenever Goku,
and that's also the thing at the end of the thing where whenever they think Goku died in the explosion of Namek, where the big himbo Shenron guy, he's like if I revive Goku, like, and his soul is out there in the middle of space, he's just gonna die again. Lol.
Okay, so yeah, you do bring a good point because that does remain. I'll give it credit, consistent to that end. Because some souls, like after they die in Dragon Ball's logic, I'm trying to quantify this.
I don't know what
dumb as it is.
All I know is how it is explained in this arc, and that's how it's explained in this arc.
So I mean, either way, like it was good to bring everyone back and bring them to Earth. It denied Frieza the wish too. So the fight continues, and one of the more iconic moments of this arc, 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Frieza's at 100% power. Frieza almost blows up Namek.
At least in the anime, bullshit. That was not 5 minutes, and I know it's the anime thing of whenever someone establishes a time. I know it's not completely accurate, but it says it's 5 minutes.
You'll stop time for 11 seconds now.
Yeah, it's pretty much that logic. I know.
So I say what you want to say about Matt Pat and funny haha, but he described it in a way that I think is very realistic, and that is the fact that Frieza, in the moment he describes the 5 minutes left, he is essentially on the ropes. What Frieza is trying to do is he's trying to bluff and intimidate Goku with like, I'm going to kick your ass in 5 minutes. So like, he doesn't know, like, it's not literally, you're not supposed to trust him as a realistic, narrator. He's not providing a source of knowledge that is trustworthy. He's supposed to sound like he's bluffing, but people just love to shit on that moment and be like, Akira Toriyama doesn't know how time works.
Counterclaim, as someone who has experience blowing up planets on the daily, and not literally on the daily, but as someone who's blown up multiple planets, I would trust someone who's blown up planets on their own to know what they're doing.
Would you trust
Well,
that
I mean,
person
if
they were
Space
also
Hitler
a
was trying to
chronic
kill me
liar?
and he said your scoliosis is going to act up in 3 minutes, I don't think I'd trust him too much.
That's
No,
scoliosis.
that doesn't
Even
matter
if
what
he
he's
was a
talking about.
scoliosis doctor. But it'd
He's
be
just
true.
generally not a very trustworthy character. So I think it makes more sense if he's trying to bluff in that moment. He's trying to intimidate Goku, but it's not working because Goku's not one that can be intimidated at this moment.
Now that implies Toriyama has good enough writing skills to have written that with that intention.
That's
Fair.
pretty mean.
That's a good point.
Not
That's a good
giving
point,
the the better benefit of the doubt.
That's a good
He's
point,
not-
Kyle. That's a good point.
Toriyama's look. I'm going to say something next arc to demonstrate Toriyama is not a good writer per se. He writing what's popular versus what is good are two vastly different things. Dragon Ball is popular, and its writing, I would not call it as good. And we've talked a lot about that now, but there's a specific example I'm going to give in the next arc to demonstrate why is the case. But at least as of now, I'm going under the assumption that that's what Toriyama wrote. And granted, it's a manga to anime translation. In the manga, I believe Brandon read that within a reasonable amount of time. But for the anime, where they stress out the fighting, 5 minutes was not accurate to the anime. To the manga, it probably was.
It seemed accurate enough. I mean,
Yeah, accurate enough. To the anime, it wasn't. So,
but yeah.
I
So
think the
then,
anime, he's that in, what? How many episodes? 11 episodes
There's a
later.
lot of-
11 episodes.
no, there's
You know,
a lot.
It was like 7 chapters.
This builds up to the final moments where Frieza throws out his basically Destructo discs. Goku basically tricks him into cutting himself, and Frieza's dying. And then Goku decides, I'm gonna give him some energy. What did you think of that moment, Brandon?
I'll read you my notes verbatim.
Okay.
He is dumb.
Yeah, he's look, I think Toriyama tries to do both of what you
Have
can
his
do
cake
with,
and eat it too.
he
To make
tried,
a Chainsaw Man reference.
True. I'm only sighing because I'm thinking what happens later. Goku is dumb, and that it's consistent with his character. It's not bad for Goku the character, but for the writing, there's only so many times you can encounter a Space Hitler times 200 and be like, yeah, I think he's cool. He's not gonna hurt anyone.
Well, I am looking forward to the Blue Cat because I do think the Blue Cat's going to be pretty cool.
That is way later, Brandon. That is way later from right now. So yeah, he.
Oh, are
he
you
gives
talking
him-
about? Oh, gotcha.
Catcoin, yeah.
He gives him some energy. Of course, Frieza, being the evil guy that he is, tries to kill Goku, and Goku finally kills Frieza.
Yeah,
So,
I was like, okay, at least Goku learned a little bit.
I mean, it's not like it's hard to say. I think Goku should just. I think it would have been better if Goku just left him to die, and that's how what happens later happens, because that would have been it. Like, Frieza killed himself with his own attack, and Goku could have been like, that's a pretty sad way for you to go out. I'm gonna leave you in your final moments to think about what you've done and just leave. And then if Frieza tried using any remaining energy, then kill him. But that's the fact that Goku's like, here, take some energy. I don't know. I get that it's consistent with him being stupid, but I just don't like it in terms of the writing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to show that Frieza is someone who's not worthy of redemption.
Who is
The moment where he comes to the grave and
so
Goku's trying to show that even in this moment where he's been shown to have been wronged by this character, that he is consistently like, I believe there's good in everyone. That's like his thing, is he believes there's good in everybody. Like, obviously it's annoying to you because you don't believe there's good in everyone, but Goku does. So like, it makes sense for there to be a moment.
I said it's consistent with Goku as the character. I never said that it wasn't consistent for him. Also,
I think it's important. Even if it is annoying, it's important.
So Frieza's beyond redemption.
At this point, yes.
Yeah.
So
I
here, I'm just going to read off the rest of my notes because there's not much left this arc. Also, the Namekian Dragon Balls can revive people infinitely many times, lol. Goku can't get off Namek. He died.
There's no-
Namekian Dragon Balls have one 30-day recharge. Krillin is back. Goku's alive and refuses to return. Yamcha, Chaozu, Tien all come back to life. Frieza's not dead. His dad is coming to Earth. So is Goku.
Yeah,
This entire arc, the ending, it was cool enough. You know, being like, oh, is Goku going to die? Obviously not. I wasn't too surprised. And then learning the Namekians Dragon Balls can revive people as infinitely many times. I was like, yeah, of course they can. You know, whatever.
With Dragon Ball, there is not a lot of tension. Like you're not going to read it legitimately feeling like your characters are in danger. At least up to a certain point. I can pinpoint when it happens for me specifically. And that it happens, it's in Super. There's a moment where that happens specifically. At least I'll give Z credit. At least through Z, they find interesting enough ways to keep the tension rolling. Like in this arc with Big Space Hitler, and they finally killed him, and he's coming back to Earth. He's super pissed, and you can't just wish him away because you can't wish away something that's like that powerful. At least with the Dragon Balls that they have.
Yeah.
It's an interesting quirk of like what you can't wish someone away. But can I not wish that Frieza's species does not know how to breathe in space and then wish that the spaceship didn't exist?
It's, again...
Can I not wish to have his spaceship filled with lava? Like it's a silly argument of like, I can't wish him dead.
I wish
well,
Frieza didn't have balls, and I wish his species
though.
needed balls to live.
Also, Kate, you say fill his spaceship with lava. He survived something much hotter than that, a planet exploding.
True, but
not
you
as hot as you.
Instead, you could be like, I wish for, because isn't the argument that the reason it's whoever created the dragon, which in this case it's the Grand Namekian, like super Kami Guru. We're told to believe that anyone that is stronger than he is, you cannot wish them away. So could you not think of ways like Frieza does, have like he is mortal. There are ways to kill him, and we've seen that like the Kienzan was able to cut his tail off. So can you not wish for a Kienzan to be inside of his neck?
It's interesting. Again, you're bringing up some of the writing issues with having a being that grants wishes, but there's rules to wishes, but you can also work around those rules for the wishes. The writing's not perfect.
And it's just a fun writing exercise, I guess, where you've got to find ways to realistically balance your magic system.
And this is just one of the few elements to it where you can make any wish, but there's certain rules, and it's to get around those rules. And there are people that use the Dragon Balls for at least more interesting purposes later on, because right now
we've already seen one, haven't we? Like back in Dragon Ball, Brandon didn't. What's his name? Wish for panties.
I mean, that's
Oolong.
I'm not going to call that interesting per se. It's just
That is interesting. When everyone's going to wish for immortality.
What I'm saying is, it was to deny Pilaf a wish.
Right. We'll pretend like that's what it was for.
I do wonder, what is the king of the world doing at this point? Because that is a political position that canonically exists, and there is a cat person in it.
I thought it was a dog.
I'm pretty sure it's a cat. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been a second since I read Dragon Ball. What's he getting up to? What's the political situation of Earth looking like?
We're on a very big tangent. Let's wrap it around. Frieza.
I thought the arc was solid. The end of the arc was solid. Getting to see Freezer still alive, I was like, I mean, I knew he lived, but it's still like dumb. His dad is here now, so it's like, okay, cool. I guess I don't really care. Seeing Goku, I don't know why Goku is not coming back. He's probably training or something just to get absolutely wiped in the first fight of the arc to establish how strong the villain is. Maybe Piccolo will be viable again this arc. Maybe Gohan will be. I don't have hope for anyone else except for Yamcha, of course. I think it'll be interesting. It's the old Vegeta too, who is not redeemed whatsoever, and I think is now going to be a main character. I don't know if he'll ever have a redemption for slaughtering innocents just because he wants to. If I had to guess, I'd say probably not, but the potential is there, I suppose. Like I said, I really like Vegeta. I think he hard carried a lot of this arc. I'm looking forward to seeing where his character goes in the future and what led to him and Kakarot entering Fortnite together. I thought the end was pretty solid.
Yeah, and getting to rediscuss it. I mean, I remember I have vivid memories of just watching Dragon Ball, watching it on like Nickelodeon where they were allowed to say swear words. Like it was awesome as a kid, listening to like them just yelling and fighting. It was cool. And while I feel like I've matured in a lot of my interests now, I definitely do appreciate Dragon Ball for what it had established for Shonen, and I still like the Frieza saga. I mean, I might not like it as much as I did as a kid, obviously, but I still think it holds up pretty well, and it had a pretty good climax point with Goku hitting Super Saiyan, only one every 1,000 years, and let's hope that continues to stick. So yeah.
Yeah, I expect it will.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Abridged is very funny, and it kind of takes all the funny ha-has of Dragon Ball and points a mirror at it in a way that makes you, even as a non-fan, enjoy it. Because I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball, but the Abridged, pretty funny.
It's like SAO to SAO Abridged. I did not like SAO, but I really like SAO Abridged.
Yeah, I think this entire saga was fun and interesting. I think maybe overall I still preferred Saiyan Invasion. But I think the highs of this arc were higher, but the lows were definitely lower.
Yeah, no, that's what I said in our first recording of the original parts of like Frieza up to Ginyu, where with the Saiyan saga, it's short enough to where some of its lesser moments like can fly under the radar, and the high moments are pretty cool. But with the arc as long as Frieza, some of it can drag, even in the manga. Like I know for the anime, it drags obviously a lot more because it's slower paced, but.
Yeah, you guys have anything else to say?
I hope you enjoy the next arc. I'm not going to spoil exactly what it is, but I'm excited.
Check out Goober and Screens. We played a Dragon Ball game, I think, one time.
You plug the stuff after I say the thing. That's the way my outro goes. That was what we did last episode, too.
Not plug beforehand.
Go on our Discord.
If you're this far in the video, obviously there's something you like. So be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment telling us how correct or how wrong we are. Be sure to check out Book Club on Goobers and Screens. Link in description. As the time this goes up, we might be on Bleach. We could also still be on Hunter x Hunter. It just depends whenever this goes up. It will go up eventually. Next time we will have, I assume, part 1 of the Cell Saga, which I think I'll also break into 2 episodes. I'll have to look at exactly where I'm stopping for that, but I hope you all look forward to it. Also, keep expecting Chainsaw Man chapter reviews and One Piece chapter reviews as the chapters come out. I don't know where this episode will air in those release schedules. We'll see you all next time. I hope you all enjoyed. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.